Hello, thanks for watching. My name's Angela with Freedom Mobile Living, and today I want to kind of focus in on how all of us are somewhat of a hustler. I've been going around interviewing a lot of people. I've been talking to people. I'm trying to find out exactly how they make their income. A lot of people either have a full-time job and they have a little side hustle. They have a couple side hustles, but all of us are hustlers. I think it's in our instinct to always strive to gain more, to make our lives easier, more manageable, and financial free. Because every time we have problems with finance, it affects the rest of our lives. So I think all of us have that drive in us to go and look at hustling. Now everybody, if you know me and watch some of my videos, you'll understand that that's exactly what I do. I try to put my income streams in several pockets. And the reason why I do that is because not one capsizes me or holds me hostage. With all of them, if I have one that's not doing as well, another one will do more, or I can tweak it to end up obtaining a little bit more income. So everybody from my previous videos should know that some of the things I do is ride share. I transform my car from being a mobile bedroom into taking passengers during the day. Now, one of the things I have done is I've had used Uber and Lyft, and I've tried to make income, and then I've been frustrated because they take 60% of the pay. There's not really a trade-off on that, and there's a way to make money with them, but you have to manage it very effectively. Meaning that you have to grab the right kind of jobs, the distance on the jobs, and the jobs are centrally located where it doesn't take you too far out of your way, and that way it's costing you more money to get back to where you need to be. So I do the Uber and Lyft. I just started the Ride Local down here in Bradenton, which is an independent platform that we coded and produced back in 2019. I just brought it to Florida, and I've started opening it up. Some of the things are really good about it. One of the things I have a hard time with it is sometimes it will capsize me or lock me into a certain time. And so it doesn't give me the freedom to make money in other platforms because I'm locked into there. So right now I'm trying to build the platform so I will get a job, and I have some writers that are consistent, and I take them, some of them every day, and I take some of them every week. But mainly it locks me in where I'm doing 2 and 3 rides a day just for Ride Local. Now, I make 100% of the fares off it, so it's more profitable for me, a lot more profitable for me, and the tips are always better because they're the regular riders, and I give them a ride all the time. So I'm their designated driver, so to speak. So every time they request a ride, because of the Ride Local platform, the way it's built, that ride comes right to me. We've been adding some more riders onto the platform down here. It's been very good. Some people have been requesting outside the area, and like I told in a previous video, I need at least 5 drivers within that city in order to open up that platform. So as you sign up, once I get 5, then I'll alert you that I'm going to do your background checks, and at that point we'll go ahead and get ready to open or launch that city. Other things as I do, I'm a digital marketing nomad. So what I do is I do work for 2 companies right now, and I'm doing some of their social posting and also the website managing. I've already built their website, and then they kept me on board so I would manage it for them. That works really good for me because I can fit it into my tight schedule with all my driving that I'm doing and some of the deliveries I'm doing. And if you watch my previous video, there's deliveries with dental lab products that I'm delivering back and forth from the dentist to the lab. So my life's been really busy, and a lot of people said, man, you're a hustler. Now, I think we're all hustlers. We all want to do better in our lives. We're okay where we're at, but we always want better. The only thing I caution everybody, when you're striving to get better, be cautious on don't do it where you're chasing that almighty dollar all the time, because that can make it for a very boring life. And it will cloud you to the point where you'll wake up and you'll say, oh, wow, all these years went by and I never enjoyed my life like I should have. I always believe that life should be enjoyed, and a majority of the time should be spent on your free time so you can enjoy it. And then the other stuff can be, all your other time can be done on being an income producer. A lot of people struggle of not knowing what to do, they try different things and they just can't find that one thing. But remember, every time that you seek, you will find. So go ahead and look out different platforms. If you need my help, go ahead and comment below and ask that question. I'll be happy to answer that question for you. The second thing is, if you like this video, go give me a thumbs up. I really like those thumbs up, and it looks good. It looks good when you look at the video and you see a lot of people have given it a thumbs up. The other thing is, if you would like other people to know about it, dealing with remote income and dealing with how to live as a nomad and how to travel and do what you want, be where you want to be, when you want to be, without being restrained by sticks and bricks or some other form which ties you down and makes you just stay in that area. I'll give you an example. When I'm out driving after I built the platform and the platform's already self-sufficient, then what I do is I drive to a destination. Let's say I take a ride. I'm in Central Florida here. Let's say I took a ride to Orlando. Well, right now, because of the way things are set up, because I've opened up in Bradenton, I have to come back to Bradenton. But ordinarily, I would just go to Orlando. I'd do what I want in there. And when I wanted to blow that city and go to a different one and do some more traveling, I would leave from there. So really, I don't have to go back to a destination. And that's the beauty of being a nomad living in my vehicle. Now, some people say, oh, man, he probably can't afford it. That's why he lives in a vehicle. I choose this life. I really do. I choose it because it gives me the freedom to do what I want and to go where I want to go. And I do like that freedom. It's actually put a light went on when I started doing it, and it really is something that gives me contentment, gives me peace, gives me less anxiety, and I feel like I'm totally free. Like I've always said, I feel like I'm in the world but not of it. I'm more of a spectator. So another thing, get back into it. All of us are hustlers. The only difference is that sometimes people will try a sideline of business, and they'll do, for example, they'll say, oh, let me try Uber. So they'll go on Uber, and then they'll find either it's for them or it's not. Now, the problem with it, even if it's for you, you have the problem of profitability. Now, there's ways you can position yourself to increase your profitability so you can make more money. Understand that different cities will produce different results. So some cities bring you results that are like no tomorrow, and other cities it takes a little bit more to manage it in order to get that desired amount of money that you want to make every day. With the gas prices being what they're at, you really have to watch how you do it, because the pricing of gas is really a deterrent. So you can't be putting a lot of miles on your vehicle without putting a lot of dollars into it. So the best way to do that is to choose the type of rides you do, but do them where they have money attached to them. And I'll give you an example. Sometimes a ride or the driving will take me into maybe an area that's not very lucrative. It's a lower income area. And the problem with those areas, a lot of times, what type of rides I get are the ones that you go pick them up in 9 miles, and you'll pick them up and you'll take them 3 miles, although I have multiple stops, which if you know anything about Uber and Lyft, they only pay 19 cents a minute. So if you're stopping everywhere and waiting on the rider, that's costing you money, because you're only making, $11.40 an hour cumulative. So put all that time together, and it's only $11 an hour. And who can survive on $11 an hour, especially when you have maintenance on your vehicle and you have the gas and with the prices they are today? So the best way I find, my most profitable ones I get, is I position myself so majority of my jobs are 25 minutes or longer, because then they become profitable for me. And then when I get to where I gotta go, let's say it takes me 30 miles away from where I'm at, and I have to come back, a lot of times I will stay there and drive more, and that way I can add the bank, increase my profitability for that day, and then I'll try to get rides on the way back. Now, you can't really do that on some rides I do. On the Ride Local platform, I have planned it where I took somebody, like, I'll give an example. I took them to Universal, and then they wanted to be picked up. So in 3 to 4 days. So when I take them, it's profitable to take them, because 100% of fares and tips But then I stay there in Orlando and I do more driving. I try to stay away from the highway because the highway gets backed up and that's where you got time. But in Ride Local app, we get more money per minute. So really, if we have to wait on a customer in a star or on a highway, it's profitable for us because we're making over $20 an hour just on our wait time. So that's very important to know and very important to understand, because it can make a difference between you making it and not making it. Because here's what people do is they try a different platform, and let's say DoorDash or whatever they try, they take a couple of the rides or deliveries, and then after they're done, they say, oh, I only made this. And that's how they based it, whether they want to continue to drive for it or deliver for it, or they don't. And they base it on something that's erroneous. It's really over a small period of time or small period of rides or deliveries, and really you need something larger than that. It takes a while to learn your city, and it takes a while to know where to position yourself. It's not overnight. So there is a learning curve to it, and just like anything that you get into, it takes a commitment and it takes devotion from you to manage it, to make sure that you're making the type of money you should be making. Now, it's very important. The most important thing you can do if you had the Ride Local app, doesn't cost you anything to sign up, and I'm going to put a little plug in here. Just go to www.ridelocalfl.com and go to the Become a Driver page, and it's free. Just fill out the form and get you started to get you onboarded so you can start making those 100% fares and 100% tips. Now, one thing nice about it is you are building it. So it's like with me, when I started my Ride Local here in Central Florida, I started with one rider, and then I got another rider. Now I got 4 riders that are pretty frequent, and I have a few that aren't as frequent, like maybe every 2 weeks, once a month. But the ones I'm concentrating on are the more frequent ones. I have some people I take to church every week. I have some people I take their kids to school every day and pick them up every day. And I have other people that have to go to dialysis, and I take them every week. And then same with chemotherapy appointments. I do that as well. So I'm always looking for people that are frequent. Reason being is because I'm building my platform on Ride Local, and what I build it with is what I have to live with. So I'm trying to be choosy and pick what type of rider I want for that platform, because that's really matters. It matters a great deal. I had down in Yuma, Arizona, I had a rider, and I always talk about him because it was the most profitable rider I ever had. Most snowbirds, when they come in, some don't have another vehicle to get around with, some don't, and they need somebody to do that. There's other people that come here and they don't want to drive, so they like the idea of having a driver taking them from one point to another. I noticed, like here in Florida, if you went to Anna Maria, it'd be nice to not have to park there because parking's so tough and they're quick to tow. So you could literally take a ride to Anna Maria, you know, be dropped off, go to the beach. When you're done, get picked back up. And that's really what it's all about. Ride Local is about all that. So it's not only with the islands, Siesta Key, Long Beach, and so on. It's that way they don't have to deal with the parking. Which is very advantageous. But let's get back to the snowbirds coming in. They just don't want to drive. They don't have the means to drive. They didn't pull another vehicle, and so they rely. And that gentleman I'm talking about, Michael, down in Yuma, Arizona, one thing nice about it is that I took him 2 and 3 times a day sometimes. Not every day, but majority of the day, at least twice, I'd take him because he either wanted to go to the grocery store, or he wanted to go out to eat, or he wanted to go to Mexico to get some medication, or he had an appointment with his doctor in Mexico. Whatever it was, I was his driver, and that was very advantageous. With him, I had him over a 7-month period, and I make over $600 a week with him, which added to my platform. I didn't need a lot of riders at that type of amount of money that I was getting. So depending on the degree of the rider that you have, it kind of limits how many times you want to drive that day. It depends on what you want to make a week. So if I could take 3 rides a day and I can hit my target every day, I'm happy. All right. And some people want more than that. And some weeks I want more than that. So you can always, I guess, push the envelope and stuff and increase the amount of income that you're getting in that week. Or you can say to yourself, I want a balance of life. I want to have balance. I want to have free time. I want to have time for myself. I want to enjoy life as well as make an income in order to survive. All you need is more money than what you need. Like if whatever your bills are, you need more than that. That way you have a little nest egg you're putting away every week, and that's really important too. So the most important thing with my platform is putting extra money away. That gives me money for a rainy day. Gives me security, and it also gives me peace of mind. So that's really what you should strive to. So we're all hustlers. It's just a matter of how we do it. Some people have a full-time job. They'll go do a hustle, and they'll think that's all it is. But hustling can turn into a full-time position. I really don't like to have one platform. I like to have multiple platforms, and that way I almost guarantee the amount of money I come in, and I'm not locked in. If something goes sour, I'm not locked into it and so on. I can open up a little bit more on another platform and make more money doing it. And so it's all about sustainability and being able to live a life instead of being locked down with a job or locked down with an income producer, whatever it is. I know Uber drivers and Lyft drivers. I know they run around and they go crazy trying to hit their target of income that they need every week. And sometimes they're even putting 10, 12, 14 hours a day to do it. My God, you can't work like that all the time. And why would you want to? Life's about enjoying it. I mean, one day, the end day, we all find that end chapter. We all have to suffer the end chapter. Well, when that happens, it's over. It's done. All this here, if you didn't experience anything, you didn't enjoy yourself here while you were living, and you push the envelope so much where you're running that rat race, eventually you hit a brick wall. Eventually, your life ends up becoming unmanageable. If you like this video, go ahead and like it. Go ahead and subscribe to it so other people can know about it as well. And I appreciate you joining me. I appreciate you spending your time here. I know you could do it you could spend your time anywhere, and deciding to do it with me for a few minutes here means a lot to me, and I thank you for that. I will see you at my next video.